at this moment I will share a welcoming chant for you in honor of the space that we're in and for the space to welcome every positive energy that is more than welcome to be here. Oh, nang nagdalamedale galele buano yan hanu ot no ya nge ani yo taitimai akimai no akino me aloha 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 Teatua, talagu teatua, talalani o teatua, tuputu yatua, tamano o teatua, gaiguana o teatua, teatua muti, teatua hagnagana, teatua te ayutapo, teatua halalava o teamu, kiko, ala, oni, at me a ukula hale umay kay kimay na may ona me na no ona mele umay humay kay kimay na may ona me na no ona mele humay humay kay kimay na may ona me na no ona mele humay
Just want to do a brief intro of who we are and kind of get an idea of what we do, because I know some of you know one or two of us, but you don't necessarily know all of us. And then I'll just make a few opening remarks, and then that kind of hopefully will set the tone. Basically, we're trying to offer some initial teaching, teach people how to do self-healing, a little energy work, and with the idea of, besides healing yourself, if you keep on working with the energy, eventually your awareness expands. And so there's a lot of, I guess, possibilities with energy once you start working with it. Having said that, it's not, our way is not the only way. It's just what we do, what we know, and we might not even all agree on stuff. Other healers might not agree with us. So just to let you know, everybody has their own journey. We respect that everybody's journey is individual to them. And so any disagreements is done with respect. Come with respect, and we just ask everybody to show respect to each other. Just brief intro. This is our guest speaker tonight, Mark. And Mark is a martial arts grand champion. He's gone to and participated in tournaments all around the world. But Mark also has abilities. And what happened was when Mark was a young man, he had a near-death experience and he came back with abilities. And some of the Hawaiians recognizing it, they did some training on him. And then later on, we used to have an exorcist for Hawaii. I guess he recognized what Mark had. And he said, "Hey Mark, you want to come to camp?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." Camp was the seminary. So he was hoping, I think he was hoping Mark would follow him. Didn't quite end up that way. Mark fell in love and decided didn't want to wear the priest collar, so didn't quite go all the way to the ordination. But his abilities, being known to people, we started calling him. And so his healing is a little different from what we do. He does spirit clearings and exorcisms, essentially. But he does regular healing too, but that is what probably most people know him for. Jesse here, Jesse, Bert, and I, we're all healers as well. They'll kind of do a little bit different energy work. Jesse was really trained in Jore, healing touch. Jesse knows a lot of chants. In fact, when I met him, he told me he knew the Hanuman Chalisa, and I was like, oh, that's a long chant. You memorized all that? And Bert and I have felt Jesse's energy when he does his chanting. It's very powerful. Jesse does not feel energy, and I just mentioned that because I think a lot of people will feel that if they don't feel energy, it's somehow like an impediment to healing, and it is not. Because we also have another healer at Queens where Jesse and I do volunteer work, and she does not feel energy either, but they're still effective healers. It has nothing, well, I wouldn't say nothing to do with healing, but you don't necessarily have to feel energy to be an effective healer. The intent is a lot of the healing process. If you bring your intent, you can bring a lot of healing without necessarily having to feel energy. Bert and I and Mark all feeling energy. You'll hear us talk a lot about feeling energy, but as I said, that's just our word. Because we can only speak from our experience. And so, you know, because we all feel, we'll talk about feeling energy, but it's not necessary. I just want to make that clear, not necessary. Let's see. I just want to also say, when you start to do healing, working with the energy, you may have some experiences. You might see stuff, you might have a miraculous healing, you know. Just want you to know that it's not totally uncommon. A lot of people have those experiences or something similar. You know, Bert and I have had visions and seen stuff and whatever. I'm sure Mark has too. And you know, you might even have a miraculous healing the first time out. I just want to caution you to be careful of letting it get to your ego. It's very important to keep your ego in check, because the ego is a very sly thing too. And when you start getting into ego and thinking like, wow, I had this miraculous healing, you know, whatever. You might think of it as, you know, I'm special, I'm blessed, and you know, you start going down the path of ego, and it leads you to some place that might not be very good. Just remember something, all healing is actually self-healing. Even though we call ourselves healers, we're just actually kind of facilitating the process. We channel some energy, we help this and that. But all healing is actually self-healing. At least for us as healers of the light. There's some other healers that do different things, but we never, as healers of the light, we never force healings on anybody. And that's another thing to remember. You know, you might have sympathy for somebody or whatever, but if they don't want a healing or they didn't ask you for a healing, don't just heal them. It's important that you have the permission of the person as you are healer of the light. You just don't go around, you know, throwing energy on people and trying to heal them. So those, you know, a couple of just things to set up. And also too, just to mention, and Mark will mention it, but I just want to emphasize it, for what Mark does. Be very careful. Do not open doors that you might not be able to shut and that you might not be ready for. Some people, they start thinking like, oh yeah, you know, that sounds neat. I want to do that, you know, and they want to jump in and start doing all kinds of stuff. And then maybe they open the door they're not prepared for, and then, you know, they find themselves in trouble. Remember too, that once you open the door to, let's say, seeing spirits, you can't just shut the door. You know, you can't go, you know, I'm on vacation now, don't bother me. You know, it doesn't work that way. And there's no retirement from it either. You know, I mean, I've talked about the Bert, and I said, you know, Bert, the only retirement is dead. You know, who knows even then? Because they don't just, you know, you don't just open the door and say, okay, I don't want to go there. Once it's open, it's open. So, you know, just take it easy, just work with the initial basics, and, you know, don't try and get there quickly, you know, and try to do everything at once, and, you know, try to open all these doors that maybe you're not prepared for. And so that's basically what I want you to be aware of. I'm going to have Bert and Mark kind of take over a little bit, and Jesse and I will kind of just join in. And Bert will show you some basics of healing energy, healing, and then Mark will explain what he does. Thank you, Bert.
Some of you know me. I do a little bit of Lulome outside. The Lulome is my own. This is not, you can't find it from anybody that's going to be teaching it here or up in the States. This was transferred, well, taught to me from my amakuras. My amakuras are already passed. Everybody's gone. Usually in the Hawaiian style, it's passed down. from one family member to another, or a teacher that sees something like they saw in Mark. It was passed down to me when everybody's gone, because no one came to me, not in a physical form. So everything that happened to me was like, I was still doing massage. I was using outside as a massage place, and I feel my hands being moved. Not me moving it, it was someone else moving it. It was an energy force moving my hands, and I'm going, I didn't do that. You know, it's moving. And at the same time, something's saying, move it here. And I'm going, oh, this is too much. And I can feel the energy. I will try to get all of you to feel this energy. It's sort of like a buzzing thing, and it's just energy from outside. Whenever you use the energy, you always think positive. The intention of always passing this energy is positive. Anytime that you try to use negative, it's going to come back and bite you. I mean, because it hurts. My first experience on getting bit on energy was up in the States. I was working on a Vietnamese lady. Her concentration, her ego, everything was on her money. Everything in front of her. So everything was me, I. And I didn't know. I grounded myself. As soon as I touched her, it was like a zap. Like I stuck my finger in a socket. And I just, boom! And it was like a blue flash. Everybody was so into the cards, nobody saw the blue flash but me. So I had to come back, ground myself again, and then go back again. And then I had to touch like this because, man, that hurt. But people do carry negative and positive energies. So you have to be very careful about it. You know, am I okay with this? When you go around, if you want to do the healing thing for family or friends, you have to always protect yourself. And protecting yourself is with positive energy. There's so many different ways of doing this. We can talk later as far as, you know, you don't know, you can find some things on YouTube. You can find teachers all over the place. Some teachers, they're just as much as I am, learning, still learning. So the thing about all of this energy and stuff, and learning how people showed me, and it was my own family. So I really am grateful, and that's one thing you must always keep in mind. Be grateful, thankful, and say it out loud once in a while, because they can hear you. And I've seen this happen. This is just part of what it is. Best way to put it, it's what it is. We, Sharon, Mark, Jesse, and there's so many other people out there, healers, that come across a gift that was given to us. I'm a coming. It's given to us. So make use of it. Some people misuse it. Some people, they're too afraid because they don't know, they don't understand. The only reason that I do understand and I can go with it, I know that I've been a healer many generations before. And the only reason for this was my animals. There are animals that follow healers all the time. I got 22 of them. 22 generations, that's a lot. So I've been around a long time, being able to be psychic, being able to heal, help others, teaching. So, you know, don't be afraid. If you are, come talk to us. You know, if you're not sure. This is always something in the back of my mind too. I consider myself a healer, but there's still that little bit of doubt. And some of the healers are laughing at me, but it happens. It's just that way. When you go ahead and clear all of the blocks, including the doubt, you're just like a straw. All the energy coming from the outside going through you is pure. It's pure energy. And when you go ahead and help heal others, they can't help but feel better. And whatever is causing the pain and stuff, you can actually take it away. So, anybody has questions later, they can come to Mark, Jesse, Sharon, and me. And then you want to ask, you know, specific questions, you can ask it then. But, you know, just for later part of the sessions, I want to try and get everybody paired up so that you guys can feel the energy. I've done this in Atlanta and outside here, and it's just really unique to feel that energy. Everybody has that gift. Some people, like I said, are scared. Some people don't know. So we're going to try and help you, allow yourself to go ahead and feel this energy. Okay? Jesse?
My name is Jesse Hatakinaka. My journey into healing began about 30 years ago when I started taking karate. My teacher was a priest, and he would invite us to his house sometimes to, when he had services, to Kanon or Kua'lii. So he would do about 3 or 4 different chants, which I managed to memorize, and I would do it on my own. And I had a chance to go to Japan and Korea with my job, so I would go to the different Buddhist temples and just recite the chants over there. The one experience that got me really interested in healing was I went to Korea, and then I was assigned a person to take me around, and he said, "Hey, my neighbor is a psychic Buddhist priest. You want to go see her and talk to her?" I said, well, why not? Might as well. So I went over, and we had tea together, and then she had a visitor coming to ask her about some business problems. So I said, "Oh, can I go to your side room?" Where she had a small little bunch of Buddhist statues set up, and just pray over there for a little while. So I did that. And then when I came out, she says, "Oh, you have a direct line to Kua'lii or Kanon. When you call, she'll come." So I said, "Oh, that's good." But I didn't know what to do with it, with that information. So when I came back to Hawaii, one of my co-workers got me interested in healing touch, and that's how I started doing healing touch volunteer work at the hospitals. And while I do that, I do a chat to Kua'lii to use her energy to help heal people. So I've been doing that for the past 6 years. And it's just a simple chant. I don't know if you guys know much about Kua'lii, but she's a Buddhist bodhisattva who, when you call her, she'll come and help you. That's basically it. And she has a whole range of different abilities which you can use. And there's different chants you can use, but the one that I use is the most simple one. It's just, we call it Byaku'e Kanon Kyo. That's a prayer to the white robe Kua'lii. And it's just about 4 sentences long. This goes, Namu Daiji Daihi Jusei Kyoku Kyunan Kodai Reikan Kanze Onbo Satsu. And that's the basic translation is hail to the white robe Kua'lii who listens to the sounds of the world. And when I work on people at the hospital or the hospice, I just say that softly to myself, and I just channel her energy to help people.
My name is Mark Glipa. Brought up in Elbow. My ability to chant is when I had convulsions and stuff when I was young. I started to see ghosts and all this stuff, and I couldn't understand what the shadows and people that you see through them. So basically, my elementary time and thing was fear of what I see. I couldn't close my eyes, but I would see that. But the thing what would really help me is that when I touch people and talk to people, it's not only that when you talk to someone that heals the person, it's because you're helping that person. For that person, you help yourself. Self-healing. We have all this ability. Everybody here has that ability. Maybe in the beginning you can't do it, but maybe later on it comes out. I had these guys in Waianae, and they're all Hawaiians and stuff like that, part Hawaiian thing. But none of their relatives wanted to learn martial arts or Hawaiian art. So they taught me. It was funny, some of the healing. At the same time, my father was bugging me because he was saying, "Oh, you're going into the seminary. That's not for you. You're not making money for yourself." But I went into the seminary. I went there and learned how to heal. Now, I learned 3 different ways of healing. One, you believe in God. help the person to self-heal. And basically, a lot of religion does this. The second one is to heat up your hand, put your hand over it, and pray with it and believe that you will heal, that person will heal, and God will get through you. And last but not least, put your hand to heat up and rub your hands together. Put your hand on the person and slowly pull it away and take the pain away from it. Now, people thinking that, oh, anybody can do it. You're right. Anybody can do it. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to be open to yourself. Or, like, for example, the first couple times, I get students that couldn't do nothing. But they kept on trying and did it. We get this basic thing, I wanted Bert to show us, but later on, there's a card. You fold the card. Now, anybody can blow the card out. But try to do it with one finger and go like this and let the card fly away. I bet you get people here can do it. But it's because why they cannot do it? Because they don't believe in themselves. In actual life, all this is air that's coming from your body. Focusing the air to hit the card, push the card away. Now, once you start learning that, your confidence comes out. And all the things that I talk about, Sharon, Jesse, Bert talk about, it comes out. You can feel stuff. For example, if you rub your hands like this, heating up your hand, you hold your hand tight. In science terms, you're pumping up the blood in your arms. When you hold your hands apart, this part, you open it, you can feel the heat heating back and forth. That is energy. When you get better, you can put your hands apart. When the thing gets cold, you can put it back again. We have people now learning that we know. One of them is Chase and my friend right here and cousin, Chanti. They can talk the heat far away from their heads. But this is also the heating part. And all of us can do this. Now, I'm going to stop right here so you guys can ask questions. But every one of us can be a healer. Because what we're trying to do is tell the person self-healing to help that person believe in something. Now, I had this person that had thyroid cancer. There's no thyroid cancer. I had my class of martial art kids and up to 15, 16-year-olds, 15 of them. This girl had breast cancer. We prayed on her for a hand up, no breast cancer. The doctors couldn't find it. One girl named Melissa, she had a tumor about as big as a baseball, softball. If she takes it out, she will be brain dead. Guess what? We did them that one day, the following week, all three doctors couldn't find cancer or anything of it. And all it was is you believe in that and self-healing, the person believed that person will get healed. It's like saying, and if it doesn't work, doesn't mean that you don't have the power, doesn't mean that person stopped that. Sometimes God, in our faith, will do it in a different way. You're taking things away from people and say, oh, well, he still died. But then again, maybe God wanted to do something else. We cannot just take away the thing that, everybody can get healed. But we can. Okay, let's leave it on that.
Just an additional comment. This is what I mean too about maybe to powerful people feeling that you have to cure somebody. One time the leader told me she started to deal with a partner and then she gave it up. She said like, well, once you pick up that stone, you can't put it down. She put all these qualifications in her mind. It is what it is, and you have to remember it's not to make it personal. It's not about you. If you're doing a healing on another person, it's not about you. It's that person's healing. And what's meant for them will come. Maybe it's a miraculous healing where they treat everything, and maybe it's nothing. But you can't make it personal either way, because they got whatever was meant for them. And you have to remember that. And just remember to keep your ego in check. And part of wanting to cure everything is the ego too, right? And it's our desire too. We want to help people, but just remember that you can't let your ego control you. It's very important. Don't personalize what happens. Just accept that what is meant to happen will happen and has happened.
Yeah, Yeah, there are some times when you know you're working hard to help this person get through whatever condition, because you can see it either physical or even emotional. And when something doesn't happen, you know, you start doubting yourself, and less of the belief goes out. So all of a sudden it's like, I didn't do it right. Don't blame yourself. Don't take it personally. This is what was given to you. Do the best you can. And whenever the energy does flow in, you go ahead and do what you're supposed to do, what comes natural and what works. Because it took me a while to get a sequence on people that I work on outside. It's not the same as a massage. Massage, you see this, a lot of working, muscles and stuff. We have some massage therapists here, but they know too that, you know, what I do and what the other healers do, you only see a hand, or not even on the skin. It's right there, but the energy is flowing through it. Because the way that I feel it looks just like this. The energy comes through me, down inside of me, helps me heal myself, so I can be a better tool. And as a tool, all I'm doing is transferring the energy that's coming in through me out my hands. And it looks just like this. You can't see it. If you can somehow, I'm going to try and see after I get everybody into the energy thing, see if you can use your third eye. You have the third eye right here. And some people, they see dreams or visions and stuff. That's using the third eye. We'll see how that works for you. Okay?
Just a thought about feeling, seeing. Sometimes you can see it. It's kind of more maybe like a trick of the eye. Sometimes if you soften your vision and look past somebody, you can see a little kind of energy go around it. Some people, when they're playing with energy in their hands, if the light's not too bright, you might be able to see the energy lines between your fingers or whatever. But like I said, you know, it's kind of more like a confirmation. It's not necessarily to see anything. You don't have to have that ability to feel energy in order to feel it. Mohawk medicine man taught me this before I knew any kind of food, before I knew Reiki, anything. And his way was, he said, Sharon, he said, just practice sending love through your hands. And when you shake somebody's hand, you hug somebody, whatever, just put love through your hands. And that was his method of healing. It doesn't have to be anything terribly complicated. You don't have to have any visions or see energy or whatever. It can be as simple as that. Just sending love to somebody. Making somebody laugh is a healing. You know, we don't think about it because it just comes naturally. We can friend or crack up or whatever. But that's a healing for that person. So also to expand your vision of what healing is. It's not just throwing energy on something.
Sharon, what was your journey to this point? Where did it start? In the mainland, or?
Yeah, actually, I guess it's in the
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
With
I'm
the
born and
Indians,
raised
with the
here.
native Indians, and.
No. I was born and raised here, and nothing spiritual, believe me. I work for politicians, so believe me, nothing spiritual. She was my friend, so she knows. She worked for them too. Nothing spiritual. Couldn't get any farther away from the spiritual than that. But what happened was, my mother had the sight, and I never thought I had any particular ability. But I went to Arizona on the trip. Actually, I went to interview for a job, and I was in federal service. And while in Arizona, I can only see that something opened, because it was like all of a sudden I knew where to go. I wanted to drive up the road, and I'm like, what is this strange drive to go up this road? What's up the road, And so I got on a map and I looked, and it was the road going up through Sedona to the Grand Canyon. And I was like, I have to drive up there. And it was just like I was like a little homing pigeon going home. And there was a recognition when I got there. And I know it's a very strange. I don't know how to quite explain it, but there were like synchronicities that started to happen. And I ended up hiking in Sedona, and unexpectedly met an Indian medicine man. This is the Mohawk medicine man I spoke about earlier. I thought I was just going on a regular tour, and he showed up, and there was nobody else in the tour. And I just thought, oh, I guess so cool. Wow, this is cool. And we got his some stories and whatever, right? And you know, we go driving up to the vortex and start saying some strange things, and I'm like, what is this guy talking about, right? And he turns around to me and he says, I had a vision and saw you before I met you. And I wrote down what I saw, and I have it in my pocket here, and I'm going to give it to you. And I just went like, uh-oh. You know? But that vision helped open the doors for me. That energy of that place did something to me. Because when I came down from the vortex with him, there was definitely a shift. I couldn't eat any meat. You know how in India and whatever, people purify themselves or be vegetarians and eat meat? Well, in my case, what I learned was it's not a choice. Your body will choose that. It will choose purification when your energy opens, when it starts purifying you. And then I started seeing things. I started seeing energy around things sometimes. I started feeling energy. And so it was just a sudden opening, essentially. And when I came back to Hawaii, my dad's 100, he's almost going to be 102 now. I came back to take care of him. I decided it was time to just practice the energy work and, you know, just see where it leads me. And so Jesse and I have been in the hospitals doing that. And I love it. It's not for everybody. I warn you this, because some people think like, oh cool, I'll go to the hospital. And then they get there and go, oh my God, there's sick people. You know, they're lying there, they got tubes in them, and there's blood, and smells, and beeping, and you know, and people just look horrible because they're on chemo or whatever. It's not for everybody. For whatever the reason, I don't seem to have any fear or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't bother me at all. So for some reason, I'm able to concentrate on, I'm here to offer the healing and just do it. But it's not for everybody. So just want to warn you, want to volunteer, just be prepared. You know, I think people have a romantic idea of what they're going to encounter when they treat sick people. And you know, they're grouchy. Sometimes they're grouchy. They're sick. And you have to have the mental state to deal with all that. That's why I say, don't let your ego get in the way. Don't make it about you, and it'll just be easy.
When she says, you know, don't let the ego do that, it's allowing yourself. There's certain words that I keep hearing all the time. It's allowing your choice. It's really coming to terms with what you see, what you do now. It doesn't matter if you're 19, 30, 50, 60. I had a 70-year-old come up to me and say, I'm just learning to be a healer. And she goes, I started too late. I said, it's never too late. I started when I was 17. It was my first astral plane. I left my body and I came home. I was in Vietnam. I came home, saw my girlfriend, gave her a kiss, went back. And I couldn't understand what the heck. And I even asked the guys that I was around the table with, I said, how long did I have my head down? They said, you just put it down like a couple seconds. But I swear it was like an hour or so to kind of come back, because I was watching the water, see the island, see my girlfriend's house, go through the wall, see her, gave her a kiss, and then came back. I thought it took over an hour. It only took seconds. But then 2-3 days later, she writes a letter saying, something happened. Somebody came through my walls, gave me a kiss, and left. And I asked her, were you afraid? She said, no, it seemed familiar. So I don't know how to explain that, but you have to allow yourself. Don't be afraid. It's always going to, something's going to happen, like you'll see light, you'll see aura, but it's nothing to be afraid of, because we're all given that choice. You can either say, yes, I want to be a part of it, or no, I'm too afraid, or I don't want to even take a chance. So it's all up to you. And when you do accept it, you know, you come into a whole different realm of, wow, what do I do with this? How do I act? I used to be a bouncer in Waikiki. Bouncer with these hands used to do a whole total different thing than what I do now. What I was like, you know, come here, give me your ID. Now it's, is this pressure too much? You know, it's total change around. But it's all up to you. I chose to take the road that I took when I was 17. I got off of it. But I had to learn the rough road. Now I'm back on that same road, and that I was on when I was 17. And I really know I belong to do what I'm supposed to do.
Just a thought on, I guess, choice. You know, we talk about free will and choice, and I do believe we have free will and choice. But at the same time, it's like sometimes you'll be called. You know, like what happened to me in Sedona. I didn't go there looking for anything, any kind of opening, any kind of encounters. But it's like there's a, you know, if you want to say God, I call it prime consciousness, whatever you want to call it. There's some force greater than us, and sometimes it will draw us to some place. And I even met a gentleman not too long ago who said he had a near-death experience. He had a heart attack, massive heart attack, and he came back, and he says like, all of a sudden I feel energy and I just want to help people. And he was trying to figure out what had happened to him. I said, well, you just got called. You had a near-death experience, and you visited the other world. You come back with abilities, and now you're being called to use those abilities. So sometimes it'll just also just happen to you. But again, it's nothing to be afraid of. And also too, at the same time, some people might have an experience and they think like, oh wow, I must be special or whatever, and your ego kind of goes up. And I'm just saying, be careful of it either way. Don't let it fight me, but also too, don't fall into the trap of thinking it makes you something special above other people. You're still here, a human being among the rest of us. We're still here having a human experience. Just be careful of doing that.
Anybody have any questions for what we've shared with you right now? Because I'd like to.
Anybody protect this whole group?
Yeah. He has to be protected the whole time.
Yes. I do.
Well, you know what, Mark, because of what Mark does, we were cautious. Mark did his thing. So yeah, we took the precaution of not exposing people. Glad you asked that.
No, it's like I'm sure with all of us, the three of us, we usually go places and do things, but it's sort of automatic. It's good to have protection around you because the same thing I have to do outside. There's an entity that still travels outside that door. It doesn't come in here. It just goes back and forth. Sometimes it's real quick. Mark felt it. I felt it. I'm not sure if Sharon felt it. But it just goes through and I don't think it even knows it doesn't belong here. But when it goes through, it sucks your energy. And it's like, oh, what was that? You just feel really lightheaded, a little bit like nauseous. But it'll go real quick this way and quickly back out. But it just goes through this wall, right outside that door. And it's usually in the afternoon, around 3, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, just a thing about protection too, because, and I know Jonathan's thought on this, but you'll hear both sides. You'll hear some people go, why protect yourself? If you're coming from a place of fear, or if you believe in God and God is all powerful, why do you need to protect yourself? And then, and I saw this at Mind Body Spirit Fair. I went to one lecture, and the woman was like, why you don't need to protect yourself, just bring love, and if you're protecting yourself, you're coming from a place of fear, et cetera, et cetera. Then I went to the next lecture. Very next lecture, it was a medical doctor who works in the emergency room. He has had abilities probably from when he was young. And he said he had a death curse put on him, so now he protects himself every day. So there's the two sides of it, and my thought of it is, I don't go around and protect myself or whatever constantly or every day. But maybe if you're going to a situation like stuff Mark does or whatever, you might want to protect yourself. You might want to make it more of a, sometimes maybe you don't need it, and maybe sometimes you do. So that's just my thought. Everybody has their own thought. Like I said, some people totally don't protect themselves. And so nothing may happen to them. You don't know. But then, you always have the other side too that say, I never used to protect myself, and then such and such happened to me, and then now I protect myself. So, it's a personal choice. But like I said, for me, it just depends on what I'm doing. If I were going to go to Mars, I'd probably protect myself.
That thing behind protecting yourself, yeah. Some people that, don't believe in it and nothing happens to them. There's that word right there, believe. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in protecting yourself, just do it. But if you don't, and nothing happens to you, then we already know you're not being touched by this entity, whatever it may be. So a lot of people can go through life, their whole lives, without being, you know, confronted by negative energy or some evil, whatever the case. But still, the ones that do come into being as a healer, to understand energy, they do protect themselves. Because I felt it, I'm sure the others have too. Any questions?
So, massage therapist touch people with really bad energy and carry a lot of power. Touch them over, you stop sensation. You feel weak or, you know.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do with this? Do you shake it off?
Yeah, it's when I got zapped by that one lady, I shook it off and I stepped back and grounded myself real quick, and then I had to touch her like this, make sure she was.
How you don't make something? Don't touch them.
Just sort of, you know, it's a visualization of grounding, and I mean, it's the same way when I go ahead and exchange energy with inanimate things, not people, but like trees, things that are living. And I've done that. I had to go through that when I was Reiki 2. And Reiki 1, 2, 3, when you become a 3, you become like Sharon, master. I only went up to 2, and my Reiki master told me, go hug a tree. I said, what? She said, go hug a tree. I went outside, I put my hand on the tree, and I said, what am I supposed to do with this? And she says, just concentrate and feel the energy. I got my eyes open, I don't believe this. I closed my eyes, and I felt something on my hand. I thought it was the bugs. I looked, and there's no bugs. And then I did it again. And finally, I felt it was the tree's rhythm. It was the tree's breath. Everything that you can imagine. It scared the hell out of me because I'm going, I can feel the tree. But finally, after that, I realized that I had this gift, and you can connect with all animate, you know, all living things. But it's just like when I have, the flowers up in the front. If they look like they're dying, it's like, thank you very much. Say something. I mean, they used to have it in the 70s and 80s. Talk to your plant. Believe it. It's real because it's living. So when you're passing energy with the plant and outside coming in, this flower just kept going. It didn't die. So I don't know how to explain that.
So after you draw this energy, and then does it draw from you, or just goes out from the thing?
Yeah, the energy comes in through your crown chakra. You have 7 chakras. The crown chakra goes all the way down to the root chakra. And whenever you call for the energy to come in, it's got to be nice and clear. So it comes out, it helps you heal yourself, and it comes out your hand.
Does the Apollo come to you and draws
So
out?
Apollo just
Does
goes out.
you don't draw the Apollo?
For me, no. Some other people might have a certain place they stick it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, about grounding and cleansing, you know, it depends on what you learn. And there's all kinds of different traditions with that. Like I know the pranic healers, they use bowls of salt water. But this is why I don't do pranic healing, because I can't imagine like dragging off bowls. Yeah, well, it is, but what it is when they remove, this is what I understand. When they remove what they feel is, I guess, negative energy, they put it in the bowls of salt water, and the salt water neutralizes it. That's the way they do it. I've heard about people putting stuff in stones or whatever. I can send energy down to my center into the earth. That's the way I do it. A psychic once told me, this is her version, that she imagines herself with her like roots, you know, from her feet going down to the earth, and that sort of grounds her energy into the earth. And that also keeps her grounded, I guess, when she meets people. She can send this stuff down to the earth. So there's all kinds of different ways.
That's good. It goes right through your shoes. It goes out to your eyes. Mouth.
Yeah, it basically does. You're putting it back into the earth.
Yeah.
And for me, I always, before I do healing, I always put out the intent that whatever energy isn't needed will go down into the earth and be purified. Only return is
You ever saw the movie Green Mile?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a feels, but it draws off from you.
Well, you know what, I mean, I don't really know you that well, but I met you before, and I know your energy, you're sensitive. And so for you, it's, you know, like, for some people, they don't really feel it. They could probably go through life and never have that experience. But for you, because you're sensitive, when you work on people, their energy kind of, you're empathetic, so I think you're picking up, I don't know if picking up's the right word, but you're kind of feeling it. And so for you, it's probably more important to learn to control that, to ground maybe.
You may find it changing too, because I used to use the bowl of salt water too, but after I did that for so many times, it didn't have to use it.
I used to go try how to ground yourself on the tree. I just imagine my thoughts, trees outside.
Yeah, the wind, the ground,
the
everything.
mountain, the ocean,
Right.
the palm tree.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody chooses something
the
that
vision.
works for them.
Yeah, it's like you go with what you feel, you know, what, you know, that's why also people go with what you're drawn to, because there's a reason you're drawn to it for a reason, and it does change. You know, some of the things I did before, I don't do anymore.
Yeah.
It does change.
It's like the Reiki, the
Yeah.
science. We
Yeah.
don't use it anymore.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I know a lot of, you know, when you first learn Reiki, they teach you all these signs and you do this and that, and there's this whole ritual or whatever, and after a while I just feel like, well, screw this. I'm not going to do this for every person because I'm going around the hospital, number one. And number two, if you really believe you're attuned to the Reiki energy, why, it's in you.
Yes.
So why do you have to do that for every single, you know, it doesn't make any sense. So after a while, what I realized is I only really need it if I'm going to attune somebody. You know, but outside of that, it's like if the energy's in me, the energy's in me. You know, so I'm not going to make a big ceremony about it. If it enters my intuition to use a symbol, or a symbol comes or whatever, that's fine. But outside of that, I don't like push for anything or feel like, or you know, I have to. You know, you learn all the standard hand positions. I don't really feel I have to do that anymore. It's like, okay, you know, I just feel around what doesn't belong here. You know, that's a clue to me of what I need to work on. That's, you know, it's very simplified. You'll find as you go along as a healer, you'll learn all these techniques, but you'll find your own way, and it'll probably be something simpler and more direct. Plus, that too, when you work with the energy, it just, you find your methods through it, and so you'll find it. You'll have your own kind of more direct ways. Everybody's unique, and I have to say too, and I've heard this through several cultures. You get to a certain point as a healer, and it's actually the more, I guess the more advanced you are in a certain sense, the less you do. So I had one psychic tell me she had a chronic hernia excision. She didn't want to tell me exactly what it was. She went to an ashram, and the guru just touched her on the head once, and she never had that problem again. And I've heard that from Hawaiians and Native Americans too. There are some healers, I guess when they advance to a certain point, one touch is all they'll need to heal you. So if you think like learning 30 different, you know, methodologies and having 200 different techniques to handle stuff is necessarily going to make you a more powerful healer, I don't think so. It's not my experience, and it's not what I understand from the healers I've talked to who are more advanced than me.
The medical situation where they get something, a cancer or something, and it goes away, is considered a miracle?
Well, I don't know. You know, I mean, sometimes some people just have whatever, spontaneous remissions. You know, you don't know. Some people assume it's a miracle. That's what I mean by, you know, the fact that it was there once and not there. I'm sure a lot of people in your mind, they think it's a miracle cure. This is why I caution people against letting it get to your ego. Because A, you don't know what that was, right? And B, you know, it's not your either. You didn't actually heal. Yeah. You know, yeah, exactly. And you know, a lot of the indigenous people will say that they're just the hollow bone. In other words, the energy passes through us, but you know, it's just an offering. What the person does with that energy is up to between them and a power higher than us, right? So it's not really us that does it. So it's very, you have to be very cautious, because I hear some healers, oh, I cured this, I cured that, you know, and no, you didn't cure that. Yeah. You prove you cured that?
Right.
Exactly. You know, put the perspective where it belongs, and just realize, don't make it personal. You know, and I think that's why too I'm able to walk to the hospitals and deal with whatever, because it's never personal for me. You get what they get. If they have a good experience, I'm happy. you know, and if it wasn't meant for them, it wasn't meant for them. You know, I don't personalize it. That's all. Just keep, you know, a lot of this is just to frame you up psychologically. Because, you know, before maybe in the old ways you had like, you know, you're a community healer or a medicine person or whatever, and they kind of took you under their wing, and, you know, if you got a lie, you give you a little whack on the head or whatever. And they, you know, they kind of kept an eye on their students and guided them, and we don't have that anymore. It's kind of like a free-for-all. And part of the reason I talked to Bert and Jesse about doing this is because, you know, it just felt to me like maybe a little bit of guidance for people would be helpful, besides helping them to open. I don't know, do you have any suggestions for grounding or anything?
I don't know, mine is just very simple, like just pray to Kua'lii and then just channel the energy.
But, you know, I also Jesse too, he's fortunate he doesn't feel energy. Because like Bert and I, we might get hit by something, we're just like, what the heck was that, right? But Jesse, he never feels it, so it doesn't bother him. So, you know, someone like Jesse, I think it's a blessing actually. But he doesn't worry about stuff like that. He just does his thing and, you know, that's it.